Welcome to the Heritage and Model Rail channel. In 2019 I videoed over 150 layouts at model railway exhibitions in England and Scotland. Here are my 10 favourite double O gauge layouts of 2019 from a choice of nearly 50. If you are new to my channel, start now and become a subscriber. Don't forget the bell icon for notifications. Inverurie, modelled in 00 gauge and presented by Greenock Model Railway Club. Inverurie is an 00 scale end-to-end layout set in the Highlands of Scotland. The layout is based on the Banff track plan and features scratch-built buildings and a seascape with the Boyndy Burn crossing the layout. It also features a small harbour and a local distillery which supplies blend for Johnnie Walker whisky. Inverurie is based on the 50s and 60s era with a beaching reprieve allowing blue diesels to run the service into the 70s. Because of the unusual track plan, passenger services were gravity shunted, a feature to look out for on the layout. Road TMD, modelled in 00 gauge, was presented by Cooper and District Model Railway Club. Road TMD is a representation of a traction maintenance depot set loosely between 2000s and present day to allow a range of motive power to be used. The depot is operated by Direct Rail Services, DRS, to service their fleet of locomotives. Visiting traction from other UK operators such as GBRF, West Coast Railways, Freightliner, Colas and DB Cargo can also be seen, along with some stabled coaching stock. The layout contains a twin road locomotive shed, a smaller shed, refuelling point, a train wash and some storage sidings for basic maintenance. A fenced compound is used for the storage of FNA nuclear flask carriers between movements. This 00 gauge layout is Poulton-le-Fylde, exhibited by Greg Mackenzie. Situated on the busy Blackpool North to Preston line, the station, managed by Northern Rail, sees regular services from Manchester Piccadilly, York and Liverpool Lime Street. Until 1970, the junction at Poulton-le-Fylde also provided passenger services to Fleetwood, and until 1999, freight services to the ICI plant at Burn-Naze Halt. The layout measures 20 feet by 5 feet, with the scenic section 20 inches wide. There are 2 fiddle yards at the ends of the layout. One extends to the rear. Sector plates are at one end, with a turntable at the other. Buildings are scratch built, track and points are Pico Code 75. Control is DCC using NCE power cab. There is also a PC which is used to control the points. Stock is Bachmann ready to run, with some locos chipped for sound. My thanks to Greg for the information. Here you can view the layout Kadim Bay, modelled in 00 gauge and exhibited by the Glenrothes Model Railway Club. Okay, so I'm here with Stephen from the Glenrothes Model Railway Club.
Well, Kadim Bay is basically a fictional layout, but ideas have been drawn from places within Fife and further afield, such as Arbroath Harbour, etc. It's a 00 gauge. The layout is actually about 36 feet in length. Buildings are a combination of scratch built and kits. Some of the kits have been bought, but they've been converted to suit the design. The biggest building on the layout is the Bayview Hotel. That was a scratch build, and that took about 2 years to construct. Based from mid-90s right through to modern day.
I know you've got some interesting features on there with the burning buildings and so on. So how have you put all those together?
Right, the burning building, the actual building itself is made up from various kits. The actual smoke is using what they call a smoky generator. That was obtained from March Model Bits down in Wales. It's originally designed for a boat, for puffing out steam on a boat, and we actually adapted it to suit the layout where it was actually blown up through the building and out over the top.
How many operators do you have to keep it going?
We can run by a minimum of 3, but ideally we need the 4th person at the front as the picker-upper if there's anything, because we can't reach the front of the layout from the back.
Do you run to any particular schedule, or is it just on a first-come, first-served basis?
First come, first served. Each operator operates their section independently, and it's just basically one train goes out, comes back in, one in, one out, basically.
How long did it take to put together?
It took about 2.5 to 3 years to actually get the layout constructed before it went to an exhibition. It's coming on for about 7 years now on the circuit now, the exhibition circuit. Right. Generally it works okay. Occasionally you get a few electrical problems, but it's like every layout, your good days and your bad days.
This layout is Aubrey, modelled in 00 gauge and exhibited by the Perth Model Railway Group. Aubrey is a fictitious terminus station at the end of a single track branch line serving a small town set in the west of England. The layout has a Great Western background, and locomotives and rolling stock from that company are usually to be seen either in pre-nationalisation or British Railways livery, as the layout, buildings and features are timeless over the two periods in railway history. The layout is end-to-end operation, and medium-sized trains are run from the station to the train turntable, which is off the scenic display. The layout is 18 foot by 6 foot, built over 3 boards for the scenic display, plus 1 turntable. It can be operated by 2. Buildings are a mixture of scratch build and kits. Track is Pico Code 100, supporting stock from Bachmann, Hornby, Heljan and DJ models. Control is DCC Digitrax with Digitrax point motors. Located at various locations in the track are KD magnetic uncouplers. My thanks to Steve for providing all the information. Here you can view the 00 gauge layout Wickham Bishops, exhibited by Alan Pumphrey of the Aberdeen Model Railway Club. Wickham Bishops is an Essex country branch line featuring an Elizabethan house as the station and 2 wooden viaducts spanning the Matthews Mill Cut and the River Blackwater. The line was part of the Essex County Railways, opened in 1848 and closed in 1963. Originally a double-track line, however, one line was sold to the War Office in 1854 and shipped to the Crimean War. Built as an end-to-end layout, it measures 24 feet by 2 foot 6, with a scenic section of 16 feet and turntables at each end in the fiddle yards. Buildings are all scratch built based on photographs taken by Alan in 1957. Track and points are C&L fine scale. Control is DC. My thanks to Alan for supplying the information. Barnsford Bridge, modelled in 00 gauge and presented by Renfrewshire Model Railway Club. Although Barnsford Bridge is a fictional layout located in the industrial suburbs of Glasgow, its features are based on the railway works of Palmaddy, Eastfield, Motherwell and suburban stations in Glasgow such as Cross Hill and Belgrove. The layout splits over 3 levels, with the railway based on 2 of those. A small commuter station on the lower level, the main maintenance shed on the middle level, with a distribution and logistics centre on the upper level. The main part of the layout features a wash plant, fuelling area, a main repair shed, a traverser and a stabling point for locomotives, engineering trains, snowplows and MPVs. The Air BP oil terminal provides a source of traffic to break into the frequent light engine moves. The layout featured here is Garth, modelled in 00 gauge and exhibited by Stirling and Clackmannan District Model Railway Club. Tullygarth is a fictitious village situated somewhere in the Highlands of Scotland. The layout is set in modern times between 1985 and 1995. The station has a central platform and still retains its signal box and working semaphore signals. At one end, a line crosses the River Tully, which the village is named after. There are both freight and passenger workings. The freight is served by a daily service that drops and picks up timber, wagons and box vans. Some of the freight workings serve locations further to the north and pass through the station. The layout is 26 feet by 10 feet across 11 boards and has 5 operators. The station is scratch built with several kits used for the other buildings. The chalets are by Scaledale. The scenic part of the track is fine scale and Pico in the fiddle yard with Pico points. Control is DCC by Lens. Stock is a mixture of Bachmann, Hornby and Dapol. My thanks to Jeff for the information. Here you can view the 00 gauge layout Kilbirnie, exhibited by Brian Thompson from Greenock. The setting for Kilbirnie is Clydebank in the glory days of the Singer sewing machine factory. It features the Glasgow Central Low Line in the 1960s, the Forth and Clyde Canal on the boundary and a low-level suburban electric line. The Singer factory and the famous Singer clock are also included.
That's good, thank you.
The layout measures 13 feet by 7 feet and requires 2 operators. Buildings are all scratch built with an unusual scenic fiddle yard. Track and points are all Pico code 75. Control is DCC by Lentz with stock from Bachmann and Hornby. The back scene has pictures from Clydebank and the shipyards along the River Clyde. My thanks to Brian for the information. During the show I was trialling a new micro video camera. I mount the camera on a wagon and either push it or pull it around the layout for a driver's eye view. Here are a sample of clips of the Kilbirnie layout. I'm not sure if I want to make this a feature of all my layout videos, so I would welcome your thoughts in the comments below. I think you will agree there is room for improvement. You can view the following layout Almond Bridge here, modelled in 00 gauge and exhibited by the Perth Model Railway Group. Almond Bridge is a fictional location situated somewhere in mainland Britain and is set in modern times, covering the period from the 1980s to the current day scene. This time frame allows for the display of rolling stock from the British Rail blue-grey era to the ever-changing liveries of the privatised railway companies which currently operate throughout the UK. Whilst the town name is fictitious, the main track plan is loosely based on that at Stirling circa 2003, and Modeller's licence has been liberally applied to add additional tracks, a loco refuelling stabling point, permanent way and commercial freight sidings and platforms. The track and point motors are standard Pico. The buildings are proprietary card and plastic kits modified to fit the scene. The 9-arch viaduct was made by utilising and adapting 3 proprietary card single-line viaduct kits glued onto a wooden and ply frame. The girder bridge is built around a wood frame and pillars, using multiple plastic kits for the superstructure. The storage yard baseboards have been built as a universal unit and can be used in a 4, 5 or 6 board configuration depending on the requirements of the display layout. This eliminates the need to build separate storage yards for future display layouts, which may be shorter than Almond Bridge. To view more exhibition layouts, click on the playlist. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.